After a hell of a finish last week at Daytona, we moved to the World Center of Gambling this week and the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for round two of the Truck Racing Ultimate Championship Series. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight, joined with me by my partner in crime, the man from the Great White North himself, Mr. Kevin Cunha. And Kevin, I'm excited about this week. Last week was kind of a crapshoot. It was a plate track. Never really knew what was going to happen. But, this week we're at a mile and a half where you've really got to be up on the wheel.
Yeah, and last week we saw some excellent green flag racing from these guys, so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. As at last count, 36 trucks in the sim tonight. So definitely a stacked field. So Hot Lap's getting ready to wind on down right now. About 7 minutes left, so if you got to use a little driver's room, now would be a good time to do so. Also, in the link in the video description, you can find the link to our Facebook page, our Twitter page, our YouTube page, the brand new ESPNofficial.com webpage, and also our Teespring store, where you can get your ESPN merch, short sleeve t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, face masks, throw pillows, you name it, we probably have it there. Vinyl cut decals, and show your support. At last check, we are inching ever closer to tattoo time, and for those of you who've been following, it's when we reach 1,500 subscribers on our YouTube page, and I believe it's 2,000 on our Facebook side. Sam Cooper Bennett, Byron Rodney, Kevin Pasquich, and myself will all be getting the ESPN logo tattooed somewhere on our body. And once that does happen, we will be putting a poll up to vote on whether or not Sam Cooper Bennett has to get a tramp stamp of the ESPN logo or not. So there is that to look forward to. Meanwhile, right now, relatively close times with the hot lap session that's going on right now. Now, they did qualify last night, and I'll have the grid for you, or the starting lineup when the grid starts to form up. So, I'm looking at the difference between first and 15th. You're talking less than 0.2 of a second.
Wow.
Which on a mile and a half track, that's very impressive. So Chris Bedwell sitting atop the pile right now in the session. Now, mind you, that's not your pole time. That is just the hot lap session. Some of these guys are trying to figure out, what's a tire run look like, what's a fuel run look like, and they're probably going to back time their pit stops accordingly. 107 laps, the scheduled distance here tonight. Quick look at the track conditions. Weather, 64-degree ambient air temperature, 66-degree track temperature under the lights here at Vegas. 3-mile-an-hour wind out of the southwest, which means they're hitting it going into turn one. So between the start-finish line and turn one, they're banging a 2-mile or 3-mile-an-hour headwind. Of course, we are in the desert, so relatively low humidity. Now, these guys do have a total of 3 sets of tires. There's going to be the set of tires that they start the race on, and they can change twice. And that's it. There are no fast repairs, so if you get damaged, too bad, so sad. So, that's both the good news and the bad news. It's good news if you know how to avoid wrecks. It's bad news if you have a bullseye painted on your truck that you don't know about, as we've seen numerous times elsewhere. Also, 60% fuel fill, so just over half a tank of gas, and you're probably looking, I dare say, 25, 30 laps, roughly, for a tank of Go Fast here. So Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 1.5 miles, 4 turns, allegedly. If you don't count the kink in the front straightaway, that you come off of turn 4, you never really stop turning until you exit turn 2. So they can call it 4 turns all they want, but so be it. That's the exactly. And that laugh means that Kevin knows exactly what I'm talking about there. But excuse me. Just a couple minutes left here in the warm-up. As you know, these guys, again, put on a hell of a show at Daytona. You know, that finish was simply amazing. And hopefully they're going to be able to repeat that performance here at Vegas, or put on something better for us. If you are in the live chats, and Sam Cooper Bennett, I'm not getting a tramp stamp. That has yet to be determined by the fans, brother. That has yet to be determined by the fans. But let us know in the live chat who you're pulling for tonight. I'm already seeing, you know, some people pulling for Hammer Down Racing. You know, Taylor Nation in the house. So how you doing? As we are still waiting for, of course, that is for Taylor Massetti in the number 28. Just, again, waiting on the hot lap session to wind on down here. About 45 seconds left, as we have a gaggle of cars out on track right now.
Oh, yeah. We're jumping through them here, try and get as much of the order on screen so you get familiar with the paint schemes.
Absolutely. Is I definitely see the 94 of Phil Locke and his teammate in the 73 sitting there. Sorry, 79. And that, of course, is Tyler Dixon. So look for those two guys to try to hook up and move to the front if possible. As checkered flag flies on the warm-up session here. So, and now we bring you tonight's starting lineup. Setting quick time, starting up on the point, is going to be the 98 of Thomas Light. He's going to be joined with the 42 of Warren Keith. The 49 of Ryan McDuffie is going to be joined with the 14 of Zach Taylor in row number 2. Row 3 is going to see Ray Rogers and Dominic Lee. Chris Johnson and Chuck Mobley make up row number 4, with row 5 going to Chris Vale and James Kunkel. Phil Locke and Chris Shoemaker make up row number 6. Joe Mahar and Aaron Adcock make up row number 7. Clint Leatherwood hoping to rebound after a really poor showing at Daytona due to no fault of his own. He's going to hope to rebound with Rich Swaverly in the 8th row. Row 9 is going to see Chris Bedwell and Garrett Brown. Wyatt Brackett and Wesley Burchett make up row number 10. Adam Gardner and Austin Hager in row 11. Matt Rogers and Justin Miller in row 12. Row 13 sees David Moore and Dylan Hastings, with Ty Dixon and Dylan Jones in row 14. Row 15 has Ryan Wilson and Evan Bushbasher, with row 16 going to Dante Cook and Trevor Massetti. Brad Lee and Cole Maxwell make up row number, where are we here? Row number 17? 17.
Yep.
With row 18 is Dan Holdscroft and John Bell. So 36 trucks rolling off here tonight as they make their way down the back straightaway behind the Chevy Silverado Pace Truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Into the 3-4 complex they go. Again, 60% fuel, 3 sets of tires. They're starting on 1. They have 2 sets they can change. As the field comes out of turn number 4, the only thing you're going to do is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, and Grandpa, trick or treat. It's time to get it on in Vegas. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, it's showtime! As the green flag comes out, Tom Light pulls the trigger, and we are underway in Vegas, side by side with Warren Keith. He goes into turn number 1. Now, we do know that Vegas, you can run 2-3 lanes, as it all depends on how you've got that truck set up. As we were 3 wide for a minute there for third place. They get that sorted out, and that is, I believe that's the 49 of Ryan McDuffie, as the 14 almost into the wall. That's Zach Taylor going along for a ride. Tom Light leading the first lap here in Vegas. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. As Keith tries to drop down right behind him, but the aero push being so real, he has to swing out to get that truck into some clean air. Now, on fresh tires, you can run that lower lane all the way around here, but as the tires wear off, as the fuel burns off, you're probably going to see that second lane really start to come into its own. Like Keith, McDuffie, Lee, Taylor, and Kunkel rounding out your top 5. Let's take a look at James Kunkel in the 91 in the Aflac Toyota, as the 26 looks like Dan Holdscroft was not up to speed there. Looks like he may have pit started. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, they are 3 wide for 8. Finally getting that one sorted out. The 74 of Chris Johnson, just full send-it mode down on that low lane. He's got Rich Swavely in the Miller Genuine Draft, number 38, right next to him. And again, hats off to the entire league for putting these beautiful paint schemes together.
Oh, yeah. Everyone looks great.
How about James Kunkel in the 91? Started 10th, already sitting in 4th place. He is on a move, ladies and gentlemen. And this top 4 starting to break away, about a 7-car length advantage from Kunkel to McDuffie. McDuffie currently leading that second pack, as he has a very angry Chuck Mobley right behind him. As the 51 of Ray Rogers trying to find some clean air, and you see him just peek out right behind the tailgate of Mobley right now, and that second lane starting to work already. That's the 70. Sorry, he's already got a donut. That's Dom Lee in the 30. Making that outside lane work, hanging tough on the high side. As they are just flat getting it right now.
The 30's already had somebody get into the back of him.
And the side of him, as he's got a donut on the door. But, yeah, a little beating and banging on the half mile, or a mile and a half here at Vegas.
What a gap to the top 4.
Absolutely. Bear with me, folks.
Chris Fail leading the pack behind, but pulling himself up with the 30 on his tail, wanting to join that top 4, make it a top 6.
Fail and Lee are definitely working well together right now. Let's see how long that friendship or cooperation, as they call it at Daytona, lasts. As something was getting ugly back there around the 3 of Austin Harger.
On board with Dominic Lee.
And you can definitely see as they go into the corner, Lee is trying to find some clean air to get onto that front splitter of that Toyota Tundra. So the aero push is definitely real here tonight as they have caught the tail end of the field. That's Keith Warren in the 42 right in front of him. No, I'm sorry, that is Kunkel directly in front of Fail. As Light continues to show the way, he's got Zach Taylor in the 14 with him now. And Taylor's been using that high line all night long. So maybe he's found something early. He's trying to lay some rubber down there, so it definitely is going to be there at the end of this thing. As they are 3 wide behind them, or were 3 wide for a moment there. That was the 76 of Wes Burchett in that Bass Pro Shops Tracker Mossy Oak 76 was 3 wide momentarily with the 51 of Rogers and the 95 of Bedwell. Trying to make something happen on that high lane, making it work right now. He's got Swavely up there with him as the 78 of Mobley is following Swavely. And it looks like, looks like Mobley is starting to fade a little bit. He may have gone too hard too soon, as we've got 13 in the books already. And here comes the 91 at Kunkel. And that was Dom Lee that he was fighting with. So Chris Fail is already up into 4th after starting 9th. So, starting position doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot, especially when you're turning 107 laps here. Biggest mover so far, though, is the 76 of Burchett. Keep your eye on the orange truck, folks, as he is definitely trying to make some headway. And don't look now, but is that the Hertz truck I see? Definitely looking to, rebound from what happened last week at Daytona. So, definitely some guys trying to make some headways. They're 3 wide going into turn number 1.
Unbelievable. That's great. Almost 4 wide.
They were trying. This track's not quite wide enough for that. You can just barely get 3 wide and not kill everybody. And, these guys are just putting on a show right now, definitely in the mid-pack.
Great control. It's very tough to run as nicely as these guys are.
And that is the 70 of John Bell in the Hertz truck, currently sitting 1 lap down after pit starting. Not sure exactly what happened with him, but already 1 lap down. Currently sitting in the lucky dog position, so if a caution were to come out, which we are looking at a caution, I believe, around lap 60. Don't quote me on that. Give me a second and I can give you that direct answer. Lap 48 is when the competition caution is going to come out. So let's got to hang on for just a few more laps. But he's definitely making some headway. And showing that he's got the speed in that Hertz Chevy Silverado. So when he gets back on the lead lap, look out. As Tom Light continues to show the way, but he has his rearview mirror filled with the 14 of Zach Taylor. So Light, Taylor, Keith, Fail, Lee, Kunkel, Swavely, Bedwell, Bichette, and Ryan McDuffie holds down the number 10 spot. So as far as the stage points go, McDuffie in the 49 has that final spot as he works to the inside of Wes Burchett in the 76. Burchett running that second lane, kind of knows that he's coming, gives it to him. Going to try to battle back down the back straightaway. Drag race down the back straightaway, the Nellis back straightaway here at Vegas, side by side into turn number 3. That is your battle for 9th. And don't count out Ray Rogers in the Monster Energy number 51. Side by side to the line, give the nose out front to McDuffie that time. As these guys still in lockstep down the Nellis back straightaway, side by side again. As Burchett gets the clear going into 3, full send it mode for the Bass Pro Shops number 76. Almost into the wall. I think he did bang the wall coming off a 4. Killed all the momentum he had. That's going to relegate him back to 11th right now, as here comes a charging Chris Shoemaker in the GM Goodwrench number 4. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what's going on with James Kunkel in the 91. The Aflac Toyota working the backside of the 95 of Chris Bedwell. Bedwell just got by him. Kunkel was on him charge. He's slipping back as Bedwell starting to move forward. Swavely. Swavely in the 36 is definitely on a move right now. He's gained 10 spots. Started 16th, currently sitting in 6th. Bedwell in the 95 right behind him started 17th, currently sitting in the number 7 spot.
Just a correction, Swaverly in the 38 Miller light truck.
I'm sorry, yes. Swavely in the Miller Genuine Draft 38. Again, started 16th, currently running in the number 6 spot. But throw a blanket over your top 7.
Look at that.
I'm sorry, top 6. And the lap car of John Bell, who's looking to get his lap back the hard way. Good grief. There is a ton of speed right now in that Hertz Rent-A-Car number 70 Chevy Silverado. Tom Light continuing to show the way. As Dominic Lee has a lot of pressure right now from the 89 of Chris Fail. Fail to the inside. Not able to get the job done through turn 1. He's going to have to make something happen quick, because that is the lap car telling him to get the hell out of the way. As he moves to the high side and now comes under pressure from the 42 of Warren Keith. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, here comes Dom Lee to the inside of the 14 to Zach Taylor. Trying to make something happen in turn 1, and he's got his rearview mirror filled with the lap car. That is the 70 of John Bell. Bell to the inside as they go down the Nellis back straightaway. Again, looking to get his lap back the hard way. As we are closing in on, it's going to be 25 in the books this time across the stripe for your leader, who has led all 25 laps so far. That is the 98 of your pole sitter, Tom Light. Taylor just biding his time right now in that 14. As Swavely works to the inside of Chris Fail. Way down, heads to chase it down the hill coming off a 2. And the 78 is pitting in this time. That's Chuck Mobley. He's going to relegate or give up. And that's your leader coming into the pits. No, it wasn't. That was a lap car. I do apologize. Almost got run over by your leader. Tom Light continues to show the way. And if he looks in his rearview mirror, he's definitely going to see that bright yellow number 70 of John Bell coming like a freight train. And the leaders are pitting in. That's going to give the lead of the race, the lead of the race is going to go to Rich Swavely in the Miller Genuine Draft number 38. All-important bonus point for leading a lap for Swavely. So that answers your question. Roughly 28 laps, so about the halfway mark of this first stage. As Swavely comes in, he's going to hand the lead of the race over to the 95 of Bedwell. No, it's not. Who is that? That was a lap car. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. No, it wasn't. That was the 51 of Ray Rogers.
That's right.
Rogers getting that all-important. Yup, getting that all-important bonus point. And don't look now, but John Bell just got his lap back the hard way. And the question is, how much longer is he going to stay out? He's hoping for a caution. Nope, bringing it in this time. As is your leader, Ray Rogers, in the Monster Energy number 51. It's going to take us a couple laps here to figure out who's going to inherit the lead once this all shakes out. Hopefully nobody got any penalties. We're about to find out. Here comes the 14, and there goes the 14. That was Zach Taylor. As he has the 86, working to his inside. And Taylor just inherited the lead, because there he goes by Ray Rogers, who was leading at the stripe. So Zach Taylor, your leader in that SRM simracingmerch.com number 14, your leader, your pole sitter Tom Light, 2.5 seconds back, and he has a gaggle of angry cars behind him. I'm thinking Taylor just took fuel. Had to have.
Yeah.
And Tom Light currently has his rearview mirror filled with the Toyota Tundra that is Dominic Lee. Lee working to the outside, just barely enough room to get that wide Toyota through. And they've got Rich Swavely with him. Again, Lee hanging tough on that high lane, able to carry more speed, gets the clear going down the Nellis back straightaway, and he's bringing Swavely with him. Swavely now side by side with Light. And I gotta wonder, did Light change tires as well? And if he did he only change 2? Because that truck is definitely not handling the same way that it did when this race started. 32 laps in the books currently. Zach Taylor in the 14 shows the way. Dom Lee sits in second. Swavely's up into third. Your pole sitter, Tom Light, all the way back in fourth right now. And he's about to lose that, as here comes the Monster Energy 51 of Ray Rogers to his inside. And just like that, from the penthouse to the outhouse, Tom Light is falling like a stone. How about Chris Shoemaker? Started 12th, currently sitting in 8th place, got his teammate right behind him. That is Ryan McDuffie in the Napa Auto Parts number 49.
Yeah, he's been making
Sorry,
moves.
I stand corrected. That is his teammate Garrett Brown in the 10. I'm thinking different series. I apologize, folks. It's Ryan McDuffie in the 49. Started third, has dropped to 10th already. And here comes Trevor Massetti started 32nd on the field, sitting in 11th place in the 24. So a lot of big movers right now, the biggest of which, Chris Bedwell, started 17th, currently leading this piece. But don't look now. Looks like Zach Taylor had caught him. However,
he's well off now.
He did have a slip up, and he is dropping like a stone as well. Ray Rogers in the 51 to the inside of Dom Lee down the Nellis back straightaway. Got the nose out front, side by side. Gets the clear going into 3. But don't count Lee out yet. Full send it mode for that Toyota Tundra with a lot of damage on it. But Rogers up into 3rd. As we are 10 to go to the competition caution. Bedwell, Taylor, Rogers, Lee, Swavely, Light, Fail, Brown, Shoemaker, and Massetti. Your top 10. Nothing short of impressive for the 24 of Massetti right now. As, you know, he just moved into the top 10.
Absolutely.
Sitting 8th after starting 32nd. 24 spots gained in only 38 laps. 3 wide coming off of turn number 2. That is the 10 of Brown, Massetti, and the 33 of Brackett. As they haul it off into turn number 3, they finally get it sorted out. Massetti wisely lifting out just a tick to drop back into line. Did not want to be the meat in that sandwich.
What a dive down by Garrett Brown.
Good grief. That was a 4-lane change on the highway for Brown. And Kevin, you've raced enough of these truck races to know that the most feared words that your spotter can say is 3 wide, you're the meat.
Yep.
As here we go again, almost 3 wide one more time, as that's McDuffie looking to the inside of Brown now. And not able to make it happen. That second lane definitely starting to come into its own. As these guys are just chipping and throwing haymakers at each other to get that final point for the stage points, as they're 3 wide again, hauling it off into turn number 3. That's Brown on the low side. The 24 of Massetti was in the middle, and just full send it mode. His Fail probably backed out of the throttle just a tick to give him room. Tom Light in the 98 currently holds down the last point-paying spot in the stage, as we are 5 to go before the caution. Bedwell shows the way. 2.7 seconds to the good. That's bus lengths, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Taylor currently sits in 2nd. Bus lengths in front of the 51 of Ray Rogers. Rogers not that far ahead. Only about 4 car lengths separate him and the 33 of Wayne Brackett. And then your bus lengths again to Dominic Lee in the 30. Rich Swavely about 4 car lengths back from him. And then again, your bus length back to Trevor Massetti in the 24. Nothing short of impressive from that young man. Started 32nd, currently sitting in 7th. And then you're a couple of bus lengths back to the 10 of Garrett Brown. And he has his teammate Rich Shoemaker right behind him as Chris Fail takes the final points-paying spot in the stage. Currently sits in 10th, but he's got a pack of angry wolves behind him.
I think Tyler Dixon might have just... Oh, nope, Tyler's fallen behind. We missed Richard Swaverly or Chris Shoemaker making it up through that pack, because he was behind that pack of trucks, and he's come right through from P11 Up to P9.
Well, at one time he was P14, and he is slugging it out right now with Ty Dixon in that iRacing number 79. Dixon has the final points paying spot. Hang on to her, son. That would be the 22 of Evan Bushbasher. Getting it all wrong coming off of 4. Not the night he was hoping for. He's already a lap down. 28 trucks still on the lead lap as they are 3 wide hauling it up into turn number 3. Finally get that one sorted out. As Wyatt Brackett works his way to the inside of the 39, that is the lap truck of Justin Miller. Brackett doing everything he can to try to reel in your leader, Chris Bedwell, as we should see the competition caution here any moment. As 2 laps to go, and Bedwell's in traffic and in trouble. Bedwell's just got to hang on for one more lap. Brackett's got a mile and a half to get it done to get the stage win. Both these guys started deep in the teens. Bedwell started 17th. Brackett started 19th. And there's the caution.
Incredible move for Brackett to go from bus lengths, as you put it, behind Bedwell to coming up to just about getting on his bumper before the end of the stage.
He was almost 3 seconds back at one point. But yeah, definitely a hell of a drive for both those guys. Chris Bedwell coming home with the stage win. Wyatt Brackett coming home in second. Ray Rogers hanging on for third. Zach Taylor in fourth. Fifth going to Dom Lee. Rich Swavely in sixth. Trevor Massetti in seventh. Garrett Brown in eighth. Chris Shoemaker ninth. And Ty Dixon getting the final point for the stage. So points all important right now. As the field starts to form up behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck. Look for wholesale pit stops this time. I dare say everybody's probably going to be coming in that's on the lead lap to get for Mr. Feelgoods and a fresh tank of Go Fast. I don't think anybody really took for that time. We're about to find out if anybody is going to stay out, as it looks like the entire field that's on the lead lap is coming pit side this time. And Bedwell into his stall. Brackett into his stall. And what the heck was that? Somebody just went through the grass and I missed it. But Bedwell down and away, Brackett down and away. Brackett going to win the battle off pit road. So good on you, Wyatt Brackett. As we are, while we are under caution, going to reach out to, as soon as I can find him. And there he is now joining us, man who won the stage driving the 95 Chevy Silverado. That is Chris Bedwell. Chris, congratulations on the stage win. Hard Charger award so far. Talk us through that first pit stop you made under green. Did you take tires that time?
I did take tires. I didn't really want to take tires, so I just forgot to uncheck them, and then just save the tires as much as I could for that run. And so hopefully I'll level out with the guys who just took tires, I'm hoping. Well,
what was going through your mind when you saw that relative creeping and creeping and creeping, as Brackett was reeling you in hand over fist in the closing laps of that stage. What was a 3-second gap came down to by the time the caution flew was only 0.3 of a second. What was going through your mind when that was going on?
I just knew how much tires to save, and as soon as he got close enough, I went ahead and stood on it a little bit.
Fair enough. Now, as far as what the track's doing, is that second lane starting to really come in, especially late in the tire run?
It feels like it. Feels pretty good on the initial stages of the run. The truck isn't so loose down low going over the bumps in 1 and 2. So I found that I like a little bit higher, maybe a lane up in 1 and 2, and then down low in 3 and 4.
All right. Well, again, Chris, congratulations on the stage win. Every point definitely important in this series so far. Best of luck to you in the second segment.
Thanks. Thank you for your time.
Finish line racing, right?
Yes.
All right, sir. Thank you again.
Mm.
So that was Chris Bedwell. Yes, that was Chris Bedwell, as we are now going to reach out very quickly to the man who's leading this piece right now. Started 19th, currently sitting in first. That is Wyatt Brackett in the Bass Pro Shops, number 33. Wyatt, how much tire saving were you doing after that pit stop?
Well, I had accidentally taken a set of tires, which I did not want to do. So I figured try and push it, get up front a little bit, and then towards the end I started saving a little bit just to have a little bit of tire left to hopefully stay within the top 10 for the end of the race. So we'll see how it works.
All right. Well, saw the lights went out on the pace truck. Best of luck to you in the second stage, sir.
Much.
So there you heard it. Both guys that finished up front, both of them took tires under that green flag pit stop. The question is, did they take them this time? Probably not. How much of a sitting duck are they at this point? We're about to find out as the field worked its way into turn number 3 to start stage number 2. As we are going to race it out to the end. Again, 107 laps, the scheduled distance here tonight. Brackett going to have the button as they come off of turn number 4. Pace truck getting ready to make that hard left turn onto pit road. And Brackett can fire off at will at that point. Pace truck is in. Brackett has control as he holds him down a little bit, and green flag comes out, and we are back underway for the final stage of this event. Bedwell had a nose out front by 1/1000th of a second at the stripe, and he is getting the daylights pushed out of him right now by Zach Taylor in the 14. Taylor doing what he would do at Talladega, just shoving Bedwell right now. And gets the nose pointed out front, goes to the outside, and drag race to the line. Give that one to Taylor by 3/1000ths of a second. We've got a new leader. Bonus point for the 14 of Taylor in that simracingmerchandise.com number 14, as he is now setting sail. Taylor and Beckett and Brackett and Bedwell still side by side, holding up everybody behind them as they are almost 3 wide, and here comes the 38 of Swavely to the high side. Bedwell gives him just enough room. Everybody jockeying for position right now, and Bedwell doing everything he can to try to hang on those old tires, as Swavely has his rearview mirror filled with the 24 of Trevor Massetti. Massetti trying to make that outside lane work, working with Swavely right now in the Miller Genuine Draft number 38. Both of them trying to reel in Zach Taylor in the 14. Taylor shows the way. Here comes Massetti to the inside of Swavely for second. Full send it mode for the 24 going into turn 1. Gets the clear coming off of 2 and down the Nellis back straightaway they come. And don't look now, but here comes Garrett Brown in the Napa Auto Parts number 10. as he now ducks in behind the 38 of Swavely and jumps up in front of Bedwell, just taking the nose completely off the 95, just barely enough room to make that move happen, as Massetti works to the inside of Taylor now. Thinks better of it coming off a 2. Gets the run down the Nellis back straightaway. Ducks in right behind him. Drafting just slipstream, full tilt boogie. Taylor, Massetti, Swavely, Brown, Bedwell, Fail, Rogers, Lee, and Shoemaker, your top 10.
We've got some tight battles going on further back in the field. There's quite a battle right behind around the 10th position. There's a whole whack.
The 4 of Chris Shoemaker, the 51 of Rogers, the 79 of Dixon, and the 98 of Tom Light, just throwing haymakers at each other. Finally, Shoemaker gets the point coming off of 4, as Brown may have touched the wall. He has lost just a ton of momentum, and he has now fallen into the clutches of Ty Dixon in the number 79, and he's got to be careful, because that is Chris Bedwell right behind him in the 95. And here comes the 8 of Dylan Hastings as well. Started 26, already up into the number 11 spot, as Tom Light, your pole sitter, currently sits in 13th, makes that 12th. And here comes Hastings to the inside of Haggard. No hole yet as Harger works to the inside of Garrett Brown. Finally gets the clear coming off of 4. Those guys just throwing haymakers at each other right now as well. No quarter asked for, no quarter given. It's Tom Light trying to make some headway. We saw when he had clear track in front of him, that was the truck to beat. However, in traffic, he is not liking the handling of that number 98 right now. They finally get it all sorted out as Taylor and Massetti resume their battle, and they've got to be careful because Rich Swavely is on a run right now in the 38. Swavely trying to make some headway as Massetti ducks in right behind Taylor. Gets some clean air on the nose of that 24, makes it happen coming off of turn number 4. Ducks in behind him again to get the slipstream coming across the stripe. 4 mile an hour difference in speed right now. Massetti with a charge, throws it into turn number 1. Taylor able to carry a little more speed on that high line, and they've got some lap traffic in front of them. Has to think better of it. That's the 96 of, no it's not.
Now my heart stopped a little. My heart stopped a little bit as Massetti went down to that low line only to come up on lap traffic.
And that was the 94 of Phil Locke, who's currently 20 laps down. I missed what happened with Locke. Probably engine trouble from the sounds of it.
We got Dominic Lee coming up on the back of Richard Swaverly.
Lee all over the tailgate right now of Swavely as throw a blanket over your top 5. Taylor, Massetti, Swavely, Lee, and Fail right in lockstep with each other right now. And Chris Shoemaker looking to tag onto the tail end of this freight train as Massetti throws it to the inside again, coming off a 2. Side by side they go down the Nellis back straightaway. No drafting help for Massetti. Tries to jump back in line, just barely has enough room to get in front of Rich Swavely in the 38. Swavely looks to the inside of Massetti this time. Coming off of turn number 4, Swavely looking to gain second spot. As full send it mode going into turn number 1. Taylor's got to see this battling going on in his rear mirror and loving every minute of it right now.
Absolutely. I have to say, I'm loving every minute of this. This is incredible green flag racing. This is what I love to see.
As Swavely mistimed his run, lost a spot to Lee. Lee was able to get by on that high lane, so that second lane already starting to pay dividends. As you can see, these guys are starting to work in that second and even that upper lane right now as they go down the Nellis back straightaway again. Field's starting to get single file as the 8 of Hastings looks to the inside of Light, thinks better of it going into 3. Light with a run right now. That's Harger right in front of him. Gotta make some headway.
And look at that, from P1 to P11, they've broken away as pretty much a single pack. And then it's Cole Maxwell leading in front of Garrett Brown.
That's a full 2-second gap between Hastings and Brown right now. And Brown has the lap car that is the... is it? No, I'm sorry. That's Maxwell in the 69.
Hastings making a move. Side by side with 98 of Thomas Light.
Hastings trying to make that outside lane work. Got the drafting help with the 3 of Harger in front of him. And this is one of the tracks that you should see the Toyotas start to really work well. They're not great on the super speedways, but anything a mile and a half and smaller, the Toyotas seem to have the advantage. A little better aero package for the short tracks. As Massetti just lost second place to Dom Lee. Tries to battle back coming off the 4, side by side to the stripe they come. That's Massetti in the white 24, Dom Lee in the black number 30, and whoa, hang on to her. That almost got very ugly very quickly. Another coat of paint, and Trevor Massetti would have been in deep trouble.
Absolutely.
And here comes Swavely as well, as Massetti makes a bid for the lead. Drag race to the stripe, nose out front for Taylor. Give that lap to Taylor as Massetti had the lead in the middle of 3 and 4. However, Taylor was able to carry more speed in that second lane. So that second lane really starting to come in as the tire wear and the fuel is starting to burn off. Now, mind you, these guys are only allowed a 60% fuel fill. So just over half a tank as Massetti is dropping like a stone. And here comes the 38 of Swavely. Massetti cuts him off, and Massetti 3 wide to the stripe. And we've got a new leader. That is the 30 of Dom Lee. And we've got trouble. That's a caution. Oh! Jeepers.
I couldn't tell who started that.
Well, it was a fail. Massetti and Swavely were all 3 wide.
It was the 89 came down.
Well, the 89 came down, but the 24 really didn't give him room. And then the 69 just no real where to go and just piled into the 38 as he came back up the track.
Right. Oh, brutal.
So, and the 8 caught a good piece of that one too. So, what was a good run going for Dylan Hastings now is a wrecked M&M Candy's number 8 Toyota Tundra.
What's unfortunate for Maxwell was the season parted momentarily, and it looked like he was going to get through clean. And in that awful feeling of when a truck comes back up on track backwards, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's definitely a helpless feeling when you think, okay, I've made it. Oh, expletive deleted.
Yeah.
So wholesale pit stops right now happening for your lead lap trucks as
Dominic Lee gets out first.
Lee going to win the battle off pit road. And is that Chuck Mobley behind him? Yes, it is. No, that's Ty Dixon in the 79. So Dixon just gained 9 spots.
And the Tour 98 looks like it might be done.
Safe bet. Yeah, that truck has definitely seen better days. So the question is, Kevin, and I'm going to put this on you, do we want to talk to Chris Fail?
Well, it'd be good to get somebody's perspective of what happened there.
All right, so as he's down and away, we are going to try to reach out now to the driver of the number 98 who was involved in that one. Chris, Tony up in the booth. Do you have me, sir?
10-4, dude.
From your perspective, what happened?
My spotter didn't tell me I was 3 wide. I saw the car on the bottom, didn't see the car directly beside me.
All right, well, how bad is it?
It's pretty bad, Mark. Also, I'm just going to mainly just salvaging, hope I can, if there's more wrecks, I can gain a spot or two, but we're definitely down on power now.
All right, well, sir, best of luck to you in the rest of the event. Hopefully you can hang on. Hammer down or JD?
Wild card.
Wild card. Let's see if I can get you down there. And it's not letting me get you down there. Hold on 1 second, sir. Okay, so Discord is not letting me do this right now. Bear with me here. Chris, gotta move him there, gotta move him there.
James
and
Kunkel
then I
is-
can finally get him there, and then I can finally get him there. After I
James
put him in
Kunkel
4
is
different
into
team speaks.
pit lane, and the number 8 of Dylan Hastings is still sadly sitting in his pit box. Might be done.
Because Kunkel stayed out that time to get a bonus point for leading a lap. So again, every bonus point counts right now.
Yeah.
As looks like the lights are out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, so we are getting ready to go back to green. Lee gonna have the button.
Important to grab every point you can in these sorts of races.
Very much so, especially with the point standings as tight as they are. Now, mind you, we do only have, this is only the second race of the season, but still, every point counts all the time. So, Lee, Dixon, Rogers, Shoemaker, McDuffie, Brown, Taylor, Bedwell, Kunkel, and Harger rounding out your top 10. As field works its way off of turn number 4, pace truck getting ready to make that hard left turn onto pit road. Lee gonna have the button. He can fire it off anytime he feels like it as they enter the restart zone, and he picks the throttle up just a tick early, stacks the field up behind him though, as guys were hoping he was gonna go earlier than he did. That whole inside lane just stacked right up. McDuffie checked the entire field up behind him. So that lets Dixon, Shoemaker, and Rogers get in line with each other as they try to reel in Dom Lee in the 30. The only Toyota in a sea of Chevys behind him. And here comes the 14 of Taylor working to the outside of the 49 of McDuffie. So Taylor up into the number 5 spot. McDuffie falling back right now. A little bit further back, we've got the 95 of Bedwell working the inside of Mobley. Mobley on the outside, able to carry more speed. And here
Zachary
comes the
Taylor.
3.
Sorry to interrupt. Zachary Taylor is on a tear and is in our lead.
Where did that speed come from?
By a margin. He is
Just full
over
send it mode.
over half a second on Tyler Dixon. As they are getting quite bunched up back behind Dominic Lee and Ray Rogers.
On that previous lap, he used that third lane to his advantage. They were 3 wide hauling it off into turn number 3. And Taylor is just on another planet right now.
Absolutely. There we
As
go.
Lee's starting to fall back.
There's a good view of the camera shot right here. See the gap. That's incredible. Incredible.
Good grief.
Whoa.
As
And Ray
Wow.
Rogers and Tyler Dixon just did some sort of
was a hip
unbelievable.
check.
Yeah, totally. And didn't work out for them as Tyler Dixon's way down now in P6. Chuck Mobley and Ray Rogers in 2nd and 3rd. Dominic Lee in 4th and Garrett Brown in 5th.
So a lot of shuffling going on right now, and don't look now, but here comes John Bell in the Hertz Rent-A-Car number 70 Chevy Silverado. Again, looking to make up for what happened last week. But Taylor right now, 2.5 seconds to the good. As
Taylor's closer to lap traffic than he is to the rest of the field.
grief, what the hell did his team do to that truck under that pit stop?
I think he might have some NOS in there or something.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. That's just wild that he was able to do that, as that third lane really starting to pay dividends. If you can trail brake it just right, you can really carry a ton of speed around the top side here at Vegas. But there is a gaggle of cars right now behind Garrett Brown, and all of them hungry, all of them just looking to make some headway. Don't look now, though. Here comes the 20. Wow, that was the 38, way off the pace. As Ryan Wilson, trying to get one of his laps back the hard way in the Pennzoil number 20, just made about 4 moves. Even though he is a lap truck, he's on a tear right now as well. As Ty Dixon in the 79 works to the inside of Garrett Brown for 5th. Those guys still in lockstep. Brown able to carry a little more speed on that high lane. And here comes the 4 of Shoemaker. Hang on to her. Harger gets a little bit sideways coming off of 4. And he's fallen now back into the clutches of Ty Dixon. Dixon has the outside, Bell to his outside. Bell carrying a ton more speed, making it happen. And here comes your stage 1 winner. That is the 33 of Wyatt Brackett, sitting in the 9 spot, working to the outside of Dixon right now.
And he takes it.
And just like that, he takes it. I'm thinking Dixon's out of tires. Dixon may have been out of tires that time, thinking last week there was 4 sets. This week there's only 3 sets. So
Well,
give the spot to Dixon. But Zach Taylor's 5 seconds to the good
Whoa!
right now.
That was close. 76, just hip check, well, more of a shoulder check to Wyatt Brackett. And he managed to
Brackett
hold on
had
to it.
Dom Lee right there as well. And
Right.
I think I just changed the flavor of my fire suit.
And the number 8 is back out on track. Dylan Hastings.
Chris Shoemaker just had to save the race. He was completely sideways going into turn 1 after catching a bumper from Trevor Massetti, and he was completely sideways. So save the race right now going to Shoemaker. As these guys are just slugging and fighting right now just outside of the top 5. And we've got lap traffic just... There's cars that are so far off the pace, it's not even funny. And Brackett's got his teammate right next to him. That is the 76 of Wes Burchett. As Burchett gives him a little bit of a shove coming down the front straightaway as he works to the inside of John Bell. Bell has to relegate the position and just drops back in line. So Brackett up into the top 5, Bell back to 6. But Zach Taylor is just gone. 6.5 seconds to the good over Austin Harger in the number 3.
I can't even get a good enough camera position to show you how far back the rest of the field is. It's
you can
incredible.
just barely make it out in the blimp.
Yep.
Just barely.
6.86 seconds to Austin Harger, who's now in second. In the number 3.
The blimp's not even picking it up anymore.
And Ray Rogers is holding back Wyatt Brackett.
Ray Rogers in the Monster Energy number 51 has his rearview mirror filled with Bass Pro Shops Chevy Silverados, as that is the teammate of Wyatt Brackett and Wesley Burchett.
But that 76 is actually
a lap down.
A lap down. That's in P24.
But he's still doing what he can to try to help his teammate.
Absolutely. That's what you like to see.
And that's what teammates are for. As here we go. Brackett to the inside of Rogers for 3rd. And he's got his teammate there to throw the block to stop him from jumping in behind him. Drag race down the Nellis back straightaway, side by side into turn number 3. And they've got the lap car on the outside, just getting out of the way. And just like that, Wyatt Brackett in the 33 up into 2nd. Now sets his sights on reeling in Austin Harger in the 3. Zach Taylor, though, is over 7 seconds to the good. As here comes Dan Holtzcroft in the number 26, working to the outside of John Bell. That is your battle for 7th. Bell may have gone too hard too quick, as we're closing in on 20 to go. Sorry, 10. We're closing in on 10 to go.
Wow, that's gone by fast. Holdcroft's doing well with what looks like a little bit of a second-hand front end.
Yes, he is. He caught a piece of that early one.
That's right.
He did catch a piece of that. So that Toyota Tundra looking like it's seen better days, but in the draft, it looks like it's helping him. But the question is, we were 35 laps last time these guys came down pit road. We were 35 to go, and we saw that they could only make about 26 on a tank of fuel. As here comes the 78 out of pit road. So the question is, who's going to blink first? You know it's just going to be a splash and go to get you to the finish line.
Back
and
up
Zach Taylor looks... Go ahead.
sorry, back up with Wyatt Brackett on the tailgate of the number 3, Austin Harger.
And from the looks of it, Zach Taylor has backed off just a tick. What was a 7.5 second lead is now down to 6.8, as he might be going into fuel conservation mode. As Harger doing what he can to try to hold on. Brackett knows that everybody's got to go pit side one more time, as Aaron Adcock going to be one of the first to blink. So Adcock in the number 17 brings it down pit road. The question is, when are your leaders going to come? So Zach Taylor on a charge right now, 6.5 seconds to the good. And Austin Harger sits in second, running that second lane, trying to carry a little more speed coming off of turn number 4. Wyatt Brackett going to drop in behind him. And you got to wonder, how much do these guys have in the tank?
We've got a 3-way battle for 10th. Dominic Lee. And Dominic Lee was just replaced by the 49 of Ryan McDuffie.
So McDuffie on a charge right now, and Chris Shoemaker right there as well, as they flash by the lap truck now of Holdscroft. Holdscroft just came out of the pits. So we're seeing guys start to take that final fuel run, the money stop, if you will.
Back up with Wyatt Brackett.
There we go. As Brackett still trying to get that nose into some clean air, as Harger holds his line in that second lane, coming through 3 and 4, right down onto the apron, going across the stripe, and back up into the second lane through 1 and 2.
And our leader is putting Harger into the lead.
So Harger, your new leader, and we were wondering how much the 14 had left in the tank. That answers the question. He's going to be the first one to blink. The question is, when is everybody else going to come?
And
here comes Harger.
Absolute charge. Oh, I was thinking that was a charge by Brackett, but it was Harger slowing down.
Yeah, that's Harger going into the pits, as the 24 coming out of the pits now. As Brackett telling his teammate, go ahead, I'm just going to use you to try to save some fuel. The thing is he going to try to make it from here, as we are going to be 5 to go this time across the stripe. Wyatt Brackett is either going to be a hero or he's going to go to the outhouse. If he can make it from here, I'm going to be nothing short of impressed. With as hard as he's been running, too. As he's got his teammate right there to try to, block the air as much as he can, use him as a drafting partner. 5 to go. It'll be 4 this time across the stripe. Brackett continues to show the way. They've got some lap traffic below them. He's going to drop in behind the lap traffic and use that as the drafting partner. He's not going to want to dawdle too much, as that's Austin Harger, who's already gotten his pit stop. Harger can go as hard as he wants right now, as he's got enough fuel. If this goes into overtime, Brackett is screwed. So it'll be 3 to go.
Whoa,
and his teammates coming in. Brackett's going to try to make this go.
It looks like it. He's got
3 to go.
Ryan McDuffie 4 seconds behind.
And McDuffie's going to try to make it from here. I think he might have saved enough. As he's got John Bell a second behind him. And Bell's looking like he's going to try to make it from here, as he is way off the pace of some of these other guys. So popsicle sticks in the air, 2 to go.
We've got the number 4 of Shoemaker.
Oh!
What did I miss?
Caution's
Oh! That was the 95 of Chris Bedwell.
Yes, it was. Let's go back and see what... Wow. Let's go back and see what happened there.
Brutal. That you're gonna
Okay.
You're gonna need a vomit bag after that.
Jeepers. So that all started when the 94 of Phil Locke caught the wall coming off of 4. The 24 of Massetti jumps down in front of the 95 of Bedwell. And Bedwell had a run, came back up off the apron, and just pile drives the safer barrier. And then to add insult to injury, Locke just blasts him upside down in the door.
So what did that do to our leader?
Remember what I said about if it goes green, white, checkered, he's boned?
Yep.
Yeah, he's boned. Because, I think he just went pit side. Yes, he did. He went pit side. John Bell's going pit side this time. What the hell? Oh. Wait a second. Why are the pits closed? So this is weird. If timing and scoring are to be believed, Zach Taylor just inherited the lead.
Yep. That's what it's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, bear with us here as we are going to figure this out, as everybody is just checking up and stopping and going and stopping and trying to figure out where they have to go. I'm glad I'm not race control. So we're about to see who's supposed to be going where here. So Ty Dixon is now back on the lead lap. Dylan Jones is now back on the lead lap. And yes, Zach Taylor is your leader. Austin Harger sits in second. John Bell in third. Dominic Lee in fourth. Clint Leatherwood in fifth. Adam Gardner in sixth. Garrett Brown in seventh. Austin Holdscroft in eighth. Chris Shoemaker ninth. And Joe Mahar rounding out your top 10, as we are going to have a green, white, checkered finish. We're going to have 2 shots at this. So what's going to happen is they are going to restart this race as normal. Green's going to come out. If the leader takes the white flag, that's it. The race is over. If the leader does not get to the start-finish line before a caution flag comes out, we're going to try it again. When we try it for the second time, the race can end under caution. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we get this one done, because this is only the second non-competition caution we've had all night long. As I believe the lights are going out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck this time. Field's starting to double up. And it looks like Taylor electing to take that outside lane. As there's a mile of cars in front of him, or trucks in front of him. As they finally get it behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck. One more time to go. Here we go. This is for all the money in Vegas. Zach Taylor had at one point a 7.5 second lead. Now he's just got to hold off Austin Harger for 3 miles. That's it. John Bell started shotgun on the field in that Hertz Rent-A-Car Chevy Silverado number 70. Dominic Lee, the fastest Toyota on track all night long. Do any of these guys have anything for Zach Taylor in the simracingmerchandise.com number 14? Pace truck is in. Taylor has the button. Coming off of 4, pulls the trigger, and we are down and away. Harger spun the tires as he has his rearview mirror filled with the 70 of Bell right now. Bell throws it to the inside going into turn number 1. Taylor dives it down low right to the white line. Just under 3 miles to go. Here comes Bell with a head of steam. Taylor shuts him off going into 3. All over the tailgate of Taylor. Here comes Bell to the inside. Drag race to the line. White flag in the air. Bell had a nose out front. 1/1000th of a second. They're 3 wide. Here comes Lee. Lee in the Toyota. And we've got trucks into the wall behind them. Bell and Lee side by side. We stay green. The leaders already took the white flag. Here we go. Bell with the clear coming off of 4. Lee down to the apron. Not going to have the room. Jonathan Bell, your winner. Dominic Lee coming home in second. Zach Taylor hanging on for third.
That was incredible. What a great end.
But if we've got a quick second, I want to take a look at what happened. I believe that's the 56? Yes, the 56 at Gardner. What happened there?
Oh! Okay, so...
He got hip checked by... He got hip checked by the 85 of Joe Mahar.
Yep. And
sideways, and then nowhere to go.
He went up to the wall. The 28 got into the back of him. He'd slowed down quite a bit, and the pack was coming like a pack of angry wolves. And
well, Leatherwood clobbered him, and then the 28 got him.
Yep, and then the 22 clobbered him, and then a whole bunch of cars spun out. Or trucks.
So,
but give that one to Jonathan Bell.
How about that? I mean, that's just nothing short of impressive. As he's burning them down right now, and I need to try to find him. Where is he? Oh, new leagues. Gotta love it. Yes, he is in JD Motorsports. So we are actually going to reach out to the man who started shotgun on the field, was 2 laps down at one point, got one of his laps back the hard way, and ended up winning this piece. Driver of the Hertz Rent-A-Car, number 70, Chevy Silverado, Jonathan Bell. This has to make up for everything that happened at Daytona last week.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like I said last week, I had a lot of confidence. You know, it's one of my best tracks. It's my home track, so I knew I could come in there and easily get a top 5, but I knew I had the confidence to win it. And then that got really interesting with that late race caution. Right, the one on lap 77 around there, was really close on fuel. I was about a half lap short right when that caution came out, so it worked out in my favor. But yeah, that was very interesting.
Well, talk us through what happened at the initial start of this thing. Now you were gridding up 36. Did you miss qualifying?
Yeah, I could not make qualifying last night, so it forced me to start dead last, which was not ideal because I had really good qualifying laps and practice sessions before, so I felt like I could have qualified top 3, maybe even pole. So it kind of was a bummer, but at the end of the, like I said, like they always say, it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. So
And then we saw you go a lap down early. I'm guessing that was a penalty for missing qualifying.
yeah, we had to do a pass through for not making qualifying.
But getting your lap back the hard way, and then just making a charge through the field, just steady all night long. How bad was the arrow push in traffic?
In these things, it only gets bad when the tires get really worn out. When they're really fresh, you just suck up to the truck in front of you. But on older tires, especially in turns 1 and 2, with that tunnel underneath the track, it gets really bumpy. So with the arrow and the bumps, it can really wash up the track. So new tires couldn't really tell, but after about 10-15 laps, you could kind of feel the air from the truck in front of you wash up. So it got a little bit tight there, little run.
Well, you talk about tight. It's going to be real slick next week as we head to one of the most fabled dirt tracks in all the world, Eldora, for the Dirt Derby. Your thoughts going from the 1.5 miles here at Vegas to the hard packed clay that is Rosberg, Ohio?
Yeah, they're just throwing everything at us early on. We go to a Speedway, and we come to Vegas 1.5 miles, then we go to a dirt track. I mean, there's just everything possible. But Eldora is it's fun. It's just good fun. No matter, it's kind of one of those things where it's you want to finish good, but it doesn't. You just go in there and you just try to keep your truck clean as possible. And usually, if you can do that, you can walk out with a good finish, especially at Eldora.
Absolutely. Well, John, again, congratulations. I mean, it doesn't necessarily make up for not winning at Daytona, but all things considered, you had a hell of a drive tonight, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys. I think Ryan and JD Motorsports and this Tool Time Chevrolet was flying tonight. So we'll go to Eldora and then we'll see what we can do there next week. Thank you guys.
And congratulations, too, on earning ESPN Driver of the Night.
Thank you guys.
That is your winner, Jonathan Bell, as we now move to the man who had the absolute fastest Toyota on track all night long, your second place finisher, Dominic Lee. Dom, not the finish you were hoping for, but all things considered, you definitely made a race out of it there at the end.
Absolutely.
And talk us through what was going through your mind when that late race caution came out.
I was actually very happy that it came out. My team and I, we were talking about and decided to not take tires there on the second to last pit stop, I believe. So, as the laps wound down, I was like, well, this is kind of playing into a fuel mileage race, and I'm not going to be able to use those tires that I left in the pits. But, I still was going to have enough gas to make it to the end there. And then once that caution came out, I was really happy. And I thought the only person that had tires there at the end was my teammate Clint Leatherwood in the 2. I did not know that Jonathan Bell had tires, so that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But I was just happy to be able to get my tires on the truck and be able to advance my position a little bit more than what I would have probably otherwise.
Well, Dom, I'm going to ask you the same question that we did ask John. Your thoughts going to Roxborough, Ohio, and Eldora Speedway next week for the Dirt Derby?
I am looking very much forward to that. That is going to be a heck of a show. Can't wait to get out there with all those guys and just sling some dirt and have some fun.
All right. Well, anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I gotta thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast. I gotta thank the owner of this series and everyone involved, Dylan Hastings and Clint Leatherwood and Austin Harder, and they're my owners and teammates and at Race Pass Motorsports and Wildcard Racing as well. So Ryan Wilson, Ryan Wilson, and just everyone that helps me, as well as Envision Clothing Company and Blenders Eyewear, and just everybody that helps us on Race Pass Motorsports and Wildcard Racing.
Well, Dominic, again, congratulations on the podium tonight here in Vegas. Looking forward to seeing what you do next week at Eldora.
Guys, take care.
So that was our second place finisher, Dominic Lee, and we join now with the man who at one point had a 7.5 second lead on the field. Zach Taylor, safe to assume that you did not have any tires when that late race caution came out?
Yeah, it's a pretty safe assumption. I used them on that green flag pit stop. Because really, I thought we were going to go green the rest of the way, and I said, well, heck, if I take 4 right here, I ain't going to need them at the end because we're only going to have like 3 laps to go after our final pit stop. And there ain't no way 4 tires is going to catch you that much, in, especially here at Vegas in that short amount of time. But, it's just hammer down luck. Get a caution with 3 laps to go.
Well, now we saw you pit just before that caution came out. Did you go in for just a splash and dash under the caution, or how did that work?
Yeah, I just I went in and took a little bit of fuel there just to get me to the end. I thought everybody was going to have to, but you didn't really get to see how that was going to play out.
Well, I mean, I know it wasn't the finish you were hoping for, but all things considered, you can't be too disappointed with a podium finish here at Vegas.
Oh no! I mean, if you go back and look at my Facebook post, I was wanting a top 5. I got that, so I'm happy. My day will come eventually.
Well,
I'm hoping.
hopefully it'll be next week when we go to Eldora Speedway and the Dirt Derby, as you guys get to play in the mud next week.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not the best at dirt, so we'll find out what happens. Hopefully, I can figure out how to get a truck around there one time. I don't know if I can figure out how to get a truck around there 120 times.
All the brake to the rear and trail brake the damn thing.
10-4.
Well, Zach, anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, you got to thank CM Racing Merch. They've hopped on with Hammer Down here lately, and they've just made everything 10 times better. Got to thank Mark Fires, team owner, over at Hammer Down. Thomas Slide, Chuck Mobley, Trevor Massetti for filling in for Kendall Efron. We missed Kendall tonight, but I feel like Trevor did a great job filling in for him. Loved having him on the team tonight and look forward to a long partnership with him. But other than that, just Sim Racing Merch, go over their website, simracingmerch.com. Use code HAMMERDOWN at checkout. Get a 10% discount.
All right, Zach, best of luck to you next week at Eldora.
10-4. Thank y'all.
So that is our third place finisher, Zach Taylor. We are going to reach out now to the driver of the number 33 Bass Pro Shop Chevy Silverado, Wyatt Brackett. Were you trying to not have to pit before that last caution came out?
I had lined that perfect with that last caution. Fuel saving the whole time, and I had lined that perfectly where coming out of turn 4 to get the checkered flag, I would have ran out of fuel and coasted across the finish line. Even if there was somebody still behind me, I had enough distance between us to be able to coast. I don't really have to worry about somebody getting by me. But that last caution came out at the worst time possible, and it just screwed me. Well,
we were kind of talking about that up here in the booth, that if it stayed green, you were going to be a hero, and if a caution came out and we were going green, white, checker, you weren't going to be that hero.
Exactly.
But as the series moves forward next week to Eldora, your thoughts about playing in the mud?
I'm gonna give it a shot. I've done a couple mud here and there, but I'm not a chartered driver, so I'm trying to race my way into the league. I'm trying to get picked up full time by a team. I'd love doing this. Trucks are fun, so I'm gonna keep trying and get a full time ride eventually, hopefully.
Well, with performances like you put on tonight, and knowing your way around fuel mileage like you are, there's a lot of teams that could use that. So best of luck to you in getting picked up. Best of luck to you next week in the dirt. And just remember, if you ever need help getting that truck turned, dial brake to the rear.
Good to know. Thank you very much, and thank you guys for hosting this and putting on a good show.
All right. Well, Wyatt, best of luck to you next week.
Thank you.
So, Kevin, we got another one in the books. Let's take a quick rundown of our finishing order. From worst to first, Jonathan Bell coming home with the victory. Dom Lee, the fastest Toyota in the field tonight, hanging on for second. Zach Taylor in third. Austin Harger in fourth. Garrett Brown coming home in fifth. Joe Mahar was able to salvage a sixth place finish. Chris Shoemaker in seventh. Clint Leatherwood, after having problems early on, came back to finish eighth. Ray Rogers in ninth. Wyatt Brackett, who we just spoke to, was able to salvage the top 10 after having commanded this race for quite a while towards the end there. Matt Rogers in 11th. Brian McDuffie in 12th. David Moore in 13th. Dylan Jones in 14th. Adam Gardner 15th. 16th goes to Brad Lee. 17th to Tyler Dixon. 18th goes to Aaron Adcock. Dan Holtzcroft in 19th, the last truck on the lead lap. Chris Johnson coming home in 20th. Wes Burchett in 21st. 22nd goes to Justin Miller. Chris Vail in 23rd. 24th going to James Kunkel. 25th to Ryan Wilson. Evan Bushbasher in 26th. Rich Swavely in 27th. 28th sees Trevor Mercetti. Chris Bedwell in 29th. 30th goes to Dylan Hastings. 31st to Chuck Mobley. Philip Locke in 32nd. 33rd to Tom Light. Cole Maxwell in 34th. 35th goes to Warren Keith after starting second, so not the night he was hoping for. And Dante Cook had nothing but engine problems tonight in the 86. He comes home in 36th position. So that is going to do it for us tonight. Don't forget to flip on over to our other stream that's going on right now. That's Sam and Frank with the Western States Series. I believe they're at Kansas tonight. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night from Twin Ring Motegi as the Sim Racers Edge IndyCar Series heads to the land of the rising sun. And then Friday night, the iRacing East Series goes to Dega for the Halloween Spectacular, or Spooktacular, as Frank is calling it. So that is going to do it for us tonight. Tony Trapasso saying, for Mr. Kevin Cunyu, thank you for all your help in the production truck tonight. And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, as you walk down the road of life, don't play in traffic.